Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Walberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your podcast authority, generate leads, and convert with ease. Today's tip is panic! Panic, I tell you, panic! The end is nigh. You've probably heard the news, and if you haven't, brace yourself, sit down, lie down, close your eyes, I don't care. The podcast world will never be the same again. In case you didn't hear the news, Google Podcasts is going away, like away. Yeah, in the next couple of months, probably, like in mid-2024. Gonzo. Oh yeah, I'm serious. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nobody uses Google Podcasts. This does not affect me at all. Hold it. Yes, you're probably right. Okay, so look, there is maybe not a big panic worldwide about this. I don't even think Google is panicking. They just want to clean up the mess they made about 6 years ago. It could have been a contender if they rolled it out right, don't you think? But as announced, Google Podcasts will soon be dead. And I'm not even going to the funeral. So before I tell you why this matters and what you should do about it, let me give you a very, very quick overview of the podcast player world and who really matters in it. As you may know, the two largest platforms for podcast consumption are Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Each has a little over a third of the audio podcast audience worldwide. The other third of podcast listeners consume their favorite shows on much smaller, lesser-known platforms like CastBox, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Podcast Addict, and web browsers. Also, in that bottom third was Google Podcasts. It actually performed the best out of all those apps I just mentioned at a measly 3%. So that's the audio side of things, and I think you can guess where I'm going with this. Here's a question. When your podcast is on YouTube, is it still a podcast? Typically, your YouTube views don't count as downloads on your podcast host, so is it still considered a podcast?
It doesn't matter.
You're right, The Rock. It doesn't matter. Fact is,
Millions and millions.
yes, The Rock, millions and millions people consume podcasts on YouTube. YouTube is Google. You know what else is Google? YouTube Music. And that's where Google wants you to put your podcast. If you've already checked out YouTube Music, you might have noticed that it looks and feels very similar to Spotify, and for good reason. It's a very user-friendly platform, and they were smart about it too. For example, YouTube Music will play in the background, unlike YouTube videos that will just stop when you close your phone. And you can switch back and forth from audio and video versions of your favorite shows mid-show. I can do it with my show, and I'll drop a link in the show notes for you to check it out. But the real play for getting on YouTube and YouTube Music, if you're not already there, is discoverability. YouTube has nearly 1 billion active users. This is the same ecosystem that includes the two largest search engines in the world. Yes, Google and YouTube. So you should be in the Google machine. It's good for business. If you're still not convinced, listen to episode number 183, where in just 5 minutes, I share more reasons why you should do this and how it's worked for me and my business. But I wanted to talk about this today because most podcasters know they should be on YouTube, but they aren't yet, primarily because they don't know how. Well, no more excuses. Today, I'm giving you the kick in the ass you need, and I'm going to tell you how. I just got over to YouTube Music, and it was very simple. So if your podcast is already on YouTube Music, you may have stopped listening to this episode and you're probably not even here anymore. Okay, forget them. Let's get you on YouTube Music. First things first, you need to create a YouTube account. That's number one. If you already have a YouTube account for your business, you'll want to use that one. Don't just attach your podcast to your personal account unless you are your brand. One way to get on YouTube Music is through your podcast host distribution settings. There is likely a YouTube section that links to your YouTube channel, and you're done. That will get you on YouTube, and you'll want to make sure that it's being pushed through to YouTube Music and not just YouTube. That may depend on your host, whether that's Libsyn, Transistor, or Podbean, etc. And remember, whenever you add a new distribution channel, go there to see what it looks like. See how your show notes appear. See if there are any tweaks that need to be made, and check on it for the first few weeks. Another way to get on YouTube Music, if you're not already there, is to submit a new podcast on YouTube. This is a very similar process in how you submitted to Apple Podcasts. You just need your RSS feed and your artwork. I'm adding video links on exactly how to do this in the show notes of this episode. So scroll down and make it with the clickin', 'cause I'm a kickin' ass, that is. The third way is even easier if you're already sharing your podcast as a video on YouTube. All you need to do is click the 3 dots on your playlist, the one playlist that includes all of your episodes, and select Set as Podcast. Upload your artwork, and you're done. It's just that easy. That's all I have to say in this kick-ass episode. I am literally giving you the kick in the ass you need to get this done. Now, today, this week, put it on your list. It can take as little as 5 minutes or 15 minutes maximum. Get on YouTube and YouTube Music right now. When you're using kick-ass titles for each episode and kick-ass SEO keyword-rich show notes, you can and will be more discoverable. Like I said, it's good for business. And I hope that's just the ass kicking you need. The links are in the show notes. Some are directly from Google and some are from my friends at Riverside, the podcast recording platform I love for high quality audio and video recording of your podcast. Click the links. Get this done. I'm kicking you now. I'm kicking you now. If you need more ass kicking when it comes to your podcast, let me do the kicking, please. Check out my kick-ass podcast coaching programs at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Walberg. See ya!